The streets of Miami are literally on fire, and the most polarizing figure in the history of hip-hop is currently fighting for his very last breath. 6ix9ine has been rushed to the ICU. We're talking about a level of violence that defies description. This wasn't just a street fight. It was a tactical execution attempt that was filmed, witnessed, and orchestrated with cold, calculated precision. As you watch this, Tekashi is hooked up to life support, surrounded by federal agents and grieving family members, while the man they're calling the mastermind, Gucci Mane, just posted a message that has sent a shiver down the spine of the entire music industry. Was this the final price of the snitch code? Was this the 5-year debt finally being collected in blood? We have obtained exclusive, leaked details of the moment the ambush began, and what it reveals about Gucci Mane's crew will leave you speechless. Don't blink, don't move, and for the love of God, keep watching, because what we are about to show you is the darkest chapter in rap history, and it's only getting more terrifying. To understand the sheer magnitude of the horror that unfolded last night in the neon-soaked streets of Miami, we have to look back. We have to examine the 5-year fuse that finally hit the dynamite. For half a decade, Daniel Hernandez, known to the world as 6ix9ine, has played a game so dangerous that even the most seasoned street legends watched in disbelief. He didn't just break the ultimate street commandment. He turned snitching into a global brand, a multi-million-dollar circus that mocked the very foundations of the culture that birthed him. He laughed at the feds, trolled the dead, and specifically targeted the one man you never, ever want to have a conversation about in a dark alley, Roderick Davis, the legendary Gucci Mane. But you see, Gucci Mane isn't just another rapper with platinum plaques and a successful label. In the hip-hop underworld, he is a symbol of an era that doesn't exist anymore, an era where silence was worth more than gold. Gucci is the man who famously went to sleep in a federal interrogation room while facing life-altering charges, refusing to utter a single syllable to the authorities. He is the boogeyman of East Atlanta, a man who survived shootings, murder charges, and the betrayal of his own associates, only to emerge as the untouchable CEO of the 1017 empire. For Gucci, the snitch code isn't a lyric, it's a lifestyle. The friction between these two reached a global boiling point just weeks ago. 6ix9ine, fueled by his usual mix of arrogance and digital clout, began a relentless campaign to humiliate Gucci's flagship artist, Pooh Shiesty, following his federal kidnapping arrest. Tekashi wasn't just posting memes. He was throwing stacks of cash at Gucci's photos on Instagram Live, calling the 1017 roster federal informants and crash dummies. He was poking the bear with a red-hot iron, and the world held its breath. Insiders from the Atlanta scene tell us that the atmosphere inside the 1017 camp shifted overnight. The laughter stopped. The posts stopped. The silence became deafening. There were whispers, leaked messages from encrypted burner phones, suggesting that a Miami tax was being prepared for collection. The industry veterans knew. Rick Ross had warned him. Even the OGs from the 9 Trey Days reached out to tell Tekashi that Florida was different. In Miami, the heat isn't just the weather, it's the reach of the organizations that run the city's underworld. But 6ix9ine, blinded by his own viral success and the false security of his private detail, thought he was a ghost that couldn't be touched. He thought his 24/7 security team and his federal ties made him a god. But last night, the god of trolling met the god of the streets. The history between these two isn't just a beef, it's a collision of two completely different worlds. On one side, you have the new school disrespect, where everything is for clicks and nothing is sacred. On the other, you have the old school iron fist, where respect is the only currency that matters. 6ix9ine spent 5 years trying to burn Gucci's empire down with Wi-Fi and 5G. Gucci Mane waited, watched, and waited some more. And when the iron fist finally swung last night outside that Miami club, it didn't just hit 6ix9ine, it shattered the entire illusion of his safety. This wasn't a sudden burst of anger. This was a 5-year debt that had been compounding interest in the dark, and last night, the collectors finally arrived to take it all back, in blood. The clock struck 3:14 a.m. In the heart of Miami's South Beach, where the neon lights of Ocean Drive bleed into the asphalt, The atmosphere was thick with a tension you could feel in your marrow. 6ix9ine had just finished an unannounced, high-energy appearance at an underground club, a spot known for hosting the kind of people who don't want their names on a guest list. He was on a high, flanked by his hand-picked security detail, two of whom were reportedly former elite military contractors. He was doing what he does best, clutching a bottle of expensive tequila, his phone's flash illuminating his face as he recorded a taunting Instagram story. He was laughing, shouting about being the king of Miami, completely oblivious to the fact that his crown was about to be snatched in the most violent way possible. As they approached his custom-wrapped SUV, the laughter suddenly died. The surrounding street, usually buzzing with tourists, had gone eerily silent. From the shadows of a nearby parking garage, two blacked-out SUVs, engines purring like predators, slowly idled into the middle of the street, blocking any escape. This wasn't a random street scrap. This was a tactical takeover operation. Before 6ix9ine security could even reach for their holsters, 8 men in full tactical gear, their faces obscured by ballistic masks, swarmed the area with military-grade precision. Witnesses claim they saw 1,017 patches partially covered on their vests, a chilling signature of the crew that had come to collect. The confrontation was instantaneous and brutal. This wasn't a drive-by where people hide behind glass. This was a face-to-face correction. 6ix9ine security was neutralized in less than 60 seconds. They weren't shot. They were systematically taken down using professional combat grappling and non-lethal force, a clear sign that the attackers wanted the security out of the way so they could focus entirely on their primary target. Then they got to Takashi. The leaked audio from a bystander's phone, which has been circulating on encrypted Telegram channels, is nothing short of haunting. You hear the scuffle, the heavy breathing of the attackers, and then a voice, cold, deep, and unmistakably flavored with that East Atlanta gravel, saying, "Time's up, Danny. The paperwork didn't save you tonight." 6ix9ine was dragged from the vehicle, his colorful hair trailing on the pavement. But here's where the story takes its first dark and twisted turn. The attackers didn't pull out guns to finish the job. Instead, they forced 6ix9ine to his knees in the middle of the street, under the glare of his own SUV's headlights. While one man held a camera to his face, another produced a pair of heavy-duty industrial bolt cutters. In a move designed for ultimate psychological destruction, they didn't go for his limbs. They went for his identity. They began shredding his 69 chains and his signature jewelry right in front of his eyes. Every clink of the metal hitting the ground was a message. You are no longer a king. You are a victim. But as Takashi lay broken, gasping for air on the Miami pavement, the first massive twist was revealed. As the paramedics arrived and the attackers vanished into the night like ghosts, a high-ranking Miami PD source leaked a detail that has left the FBI in a state of panic. When the police searched 6ix9ine's shattered vehicle, they didn't just find luxury goods. They found a hidden, encrypted burner phone that was still active. On that phone was a series of messages from a confidential source within Gucci Mane's own inner circle. It turns out, 6ix9ine wasn't just in Miami for a club appearance. He was there to buy state's evidence from a 1017 insider who was ready to flip on Gucci Mane. The ambush wasn't just about a 5-year-old grudge or a few Instagram trolls. It was a preemptive strike. Gucci Mane didn't just send his crew to beat 6ix9ine. He sent them to stop a massive federal leak that would have dismantled the 1017 empire forever. The victim was actually in the middle of orchestrating the biggest betrayal in rap history, and the aggressor was simply protecting his house. But wait, there's an even bigger problem. The insider who was supposed to meet 6ix9ine? He's gone missing. And the last GPS ping on his phone was at the exact same coordinates as the ambush. As 6ix9ine was lifted into the ambulance, his heart rate flatlining, the industry realized that this wasn't just a beef anymore. This was a high-stakes conspiracy where everyone is a snake, and the first person to talk is the first person to die. The King of New York is now a John Doe in a Miami ICU, and the secrets he was carrying might be the very thing that gets him killed before he ever wakes up. The news of the ambush didn't just travel, it detonated. Within 60 minutes of 6ix9ine being wheeled into the ICU, the hashtag 1017 ambush and hashtag 6ix9ine were trending globally, surpassing even the most viral political news. The internet, which 6ix9ine had used as a playground for 5 years, had now turned into his digital graveyard. But as the world watched the flickering lights of the hospital from behind their phone screens, the situation took a turn that was more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Twitter is currently a war zone. A leaked thread from an anonymous account, rumored to be a former security guard who fled the scene, began posting screenshots of what appeared to be 6ix9ine's real-time location history being shared in a private Telegram group titled The Tax Collectors. This wasn't just a leak. It was a reveal that 6ix9ine had been greenlit for weeks. The most terrifying part? The timestamps on the tracking data showed that the attackers knew 6ix9ine's exact coordinates, even when he was inside his secure hotel suite. This implies a level of infiltration that goes beyond street gangs. It suggests that 6ix9ine's inner circle was not just leaking information, they were selling it. But then, the second shocking twist dropped, and it's the reason the feds are currently raiding a private estate in North Miami. While the public was focused on 6ix9ine's broken body, a secondary video surfaced on the dark web. It wasn't the ambush. It was a video recorded inside the ambulance as 6ix9ine was being rushed to the hospital. In the shaky, low-light footage, a hand, wearing a distinct 1017 ring, is seen reaching into the frame and removing a small, metallic object from 6ix9ine's blood-stained jacket. It was a digital ledger, a physical hardware wallet that allegedly contains the encrypted keys to 6ix9ine's dead man switch. This means the attackers didn't just want to hurt him, they wanted the nuke he was holding over the industry. The ambush was a distraction. While 6ix9ine was being beaten, the real heist was taking place, the theft of the industry's most dangerous secrets. The industry's reaction has been a mix of calculated silence and blatant celebration. 21 Savage reportedly posted a 100 emoji under a news report of the ICU admission before his team scrubbed it within seconds. Lil Durk shared a cryptic lyric about consequences that fans are 100% certain is a nod to the 1017 crew. But the biggest shock came from Gucci Mane himself. At 5 a.m., while Tekashi was reportedly flatlining on the operating table, Gucci posted a video of himself calmly eating breakfast, the song, Quiet Storm, playing in the background. No words, no caption, just a cold, steady stare into the camera that said more than 1,000-word statement ever could. The escalation didn't stop at social media. Reports are now coming in that a code black has been declared at the Miami hospital.
Why?
Because 3 men dressed in high-end suits, claiming to be legal representatives of the state, attempted to gain access to 6ix9ine's private wing without proper DOJ credentials. When security stopped them, they didn't argue. They simply walked away, leaving behind a chilling atmosphere of dread. The FBI has now officially taken over the entire floor, turning a medical facility into a fortress. But here's the reveal that has the entire rap world trembling. One of the legal reps was caught on a hidden lobby camera. Facial recognition software used by independent investigators has allegedly linked him to a high-level private security firm that has been on the payroll of a major music label, a label that 6ix9ine was reportedly planning to sue for $50 million next month. Is it possible that Gucci Mane's crew weren't the only ones who wanted 6ix9ine silenced? Was this a joint venture between the streets and the boardrooms? The narrative is shifting from a simple beef to a massive industry-wide conspiracy. 6ix9ine isn't just a patient anymore. He's a walking, breathing evidence locker, and every person he ever mentioned in his rants now has a reason to want that locker stayed shut permanently. As the sun rises over Miami, the question isn't whether 6ix9ine will wake up, it's whether he'll be allowed to. The digital world didn't just react to the 6ix9ine ambush, it fractured into 2 uncompromising camps. As the first images of the heavy police presence outside Jackson Memorial Hospital began to circulate, the hashtag Karma is Real went head-to-head with hashtag Pray for Tekashi. This wasn't just a news cycle, it was a cultural referendum on the very soul of hip-hop. The division is so deep that it's causing brawls in club VIP sections from Atlanta to New York, with fans and industry insiders forced to pick a side in a war that has no heroes. On one side, the street purists are treating this ICU admission as a long overdue victory for the code of silence. The comment sections on every major hip-hop blog are a graveyard of empathy. One top-liked comment on Instagram, allegedly from a verified street figure in Memphis, read, "You can't buy security for your soul." 1017 just sent the bill, and the collection agency doesn't take cash. The narrative here is cold and calculated. That 6ix9ine spent 5 years profiting off a lifestyle he betrayed, and Miami was simply the place where the debt was collected. But the real shockwaves came from the industry heavyweights. The silence of the big three was deafening, but the mid-tier legends were far more vocal. Boozy Badass went on a legendary 15-minute IG live rant, barely able to contain his laughter, telling his 80,000 viewers, "I told that boy. Miami is a different monster. You think those rainbow braids protect you from a 1017 shadow? You played stupid games, and you just won the biggest, stupidest prize in history." This clip has already been shared over 2 million times, becoming the unofficial anthem for those who believe Tekashi finally met his match. However, a surprising countermovement is brewing. A group of high-profile digital creators and a few younger artists, led by a leaked statement from an associate of Lil Yachty, have called the ambush a cowardly act of coordinated terrorism. They argue that a 9 on 1 hit isn't street, it's an execution. This has sparked a massive debate about the evolution of beef in the 2026 era. Is it still a fair fight if one side is using tactical gear and military-grade tracking? The industry backlash has reached the boardrooms of the major labels. Reportedly, 2 major festival organizers have already pulled 6ix9ine's name from their upcoming summer lineups, citing unmanageable security risks. But the biggest bombshell came from a leaked Twitter thread by a music executive who claimed, "This isn't just about Gucci." Half the industry is terrified right now because if 6ix9ine wakes up and starts talking about who allowed this to happen, the feds will have enough subpoenas to shut down 3 major labels by Friday. While the public debates, the celebrity reactions continue to blur the lines between reality and cryptic warnings. 50 Cent, usually the first to troll, posted a single photo of a chessboard with a king toppled over, captioned simply, "Checkmate is a bitch." Meanwhile, Cardi B's cryptic delete and repost cycle suggested a deep panic within the New York camps, as rumors swirl that the Dead Man's Switch contains audio that could end more than just Gucci Mane's career. The division is no longer just between fans and haters. It's between those who want 6ix9ine to wake up and tell the truth, and those who are praying he stays silent forever. The air is thick with the scent of betrayal, and in the streets of Miami, the only thing louder than the sirens is the sound of an entire industry holding its breath. As the moon begins to set over the Atlantic and the neon lights of Miami finally start to flicker, the situation inside the ICU has reached a terrifying point of no return. The doctors have reportedly upgraded 6ix9ine's status to critical but unstable, and the FBI has completely locked down the surgical wing. But while the world waits for a medical update, a final shocking revelation has just leaked from a high-level source inside the Miami PD's cybercrimes unit. A revelation that suggests 6ix9ine's ambush wasn't the end of a plan, but the beginning of a trap. According to digital forensic data recovered from a discarded device found near the crime scene, the Dead Man's Switch we mentioned earlier isn't just a collection of old industry gossip. It is a live-tracking data bomb that is set to release the real-time GPS coordinates and private banking details of every single person involved in the ambush if 6ix9ine's heart rate drops below 40 beats per minute for more than 60 seconds. This means that right now, the very people who tried to silence 6ix9ine are the ones who need him to stay alive the most. If he dies, their entire operation and their freedom dies with him. But here is the cliffhanger that has the entire industry in a cold sweat. At exactly 5:58 a.m., a cryptic live stream started on 6ix9ine's official Instagram account. The screen was black. There was no music, no trolling, just the steady, rhythmic beep, beep, beep of a heart monitor. And then, a single line of text appeared in the comments from an account that was supposed to be deactivated. The boogeyman is in the room. Watch the shadows. Immediately after that message appeared, the power in the ICU wing of the hospital reportedly flickered and died for exactly 10 seconds. When the backup generators kicked in, witnesses claimed that a single 1017 gold chain was found hanging from the handle of 6ix9ine's private room, but the room was empty. The bed was empty. The monitors were flatlining, but the patient was gone. Where is 6ix9ine? Was he extracted by federal agents for his own protection, or was he kidnapped from his own hospital bed by a crew that realized a living witness is more dangerous than a dead martyr? The streets of Miami are silent, but the digital world is screaming for answers. We have just received word that a new video titled "The Final Testimony" has been scheduled for release on a private server in exactly 2 hours. The war isn't over. It has just moved into the shadows. Is 6ix9ine still alive? Who is the man in the lab coat? And most importantly, who is actually holding the detonator to the industry's biggest secrets? We are tracking the signal as we speak. Stay close, because the next 60 minutes will change the history of hip-hop forever. This is a war with no rules and no survivors. Now, the question is, has 6ix9ine actually vanished from the ICU? Or was this Gucci Mane's final move? What do you think? Has Tekashi officially activated his dead man switch? Drop your theories in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. If you want to see the exclusive CCTV footage of this case and the secret hospital leaks, subscribe right now and set your notifications to all. Don't miss the next update, because the truth is even more terrifying than this. Stay locked to Gossip Aura.